This video is sponsored by Grammarly. Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary and critique and reaction videos on basically anything on the internet that interests me, ranging from pop culture to internet culture and anything in between. So if any of that interests you, then be sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. Alrighty guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing another one of my reacting to your unpopular / controversial opinions. I've done several of these on my channel. It's my go-to video. You guys love it, I love it, and it's a great way to interact with you guys. So if you haven't already, make sure that you follow me on all my social media, because that's where I ask you guys questions for videos. And yeah, my social media is linked down below. But without further ado, let's get into it, because I'm about to dive in to this mess that y'all created. Okay, so first up, let's do the Twitter, and my Twitter username is Luke the Lunatic if you want to follow me over there. So the first one is, younger people should be our political leaders. People like Alexandra or something Cortez, I don't know, I'm not American, AOC, understand the issues of today and have actual solutions. Some people that have been around for 60 plus years have made no positive change. I definitely think we should have younger leaders, not too young. I would say like 30s and 40s and is good, because they know what the youth want and what the older generation wants, and they can be more progressive than the older generation who are stuck in their traditional ways. So I definitely agree that we should have some younger leaders, but not 20s. I don't think people in their 20s have enough life experience coming from someone who's 21. Yeah, I just think it should be people who are older. Like maybe minimum age could be 25, because I'm pretty sure that's when your brain stops developing, but even then I would question it. But yeah, like it'd be weird if we had like a 25-year-old president. Maybe it would be good, who knows, but I definitely think having younger political people would be good, because they are more with it. You know what I'm trying to say? Next up is, Justin Bieber should get way more hate for the way he treats Hailey. So there's been a lot of stuff coming out about Justin Bieber treating his wife Hailey like dog shit. And yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but if this is what we're seeing in the public, like him hitting her in the face, him yelling at her, him doing all these things like running off without her, him closing the car door on her. I'm sure you guys have seen the clips around. And if you haven't, just be grateful you haven't, because they're really sad to watch. But yeah, I definitely think Justin Bieber needs to be called out for his BS when it comes to the way that he treats Hailey. Next up, watching sports in general is really weird. Like, why would I want to watch someone run around and get a ball for 2 hours when I can do that myself? I just thought this was really funny. I guess it's kind of the same as like watching gamers is weird. Why watch gamers when you could watch yourself play a game? Like, it's just fun to do. But like sport itself, I personally don't really enjoy it that much. Just running around after a ball and watching people do that, I don't really get the appeal. So I'm gonna have to agree with this one. Next one is, Trisha effed up. None of their real popular friends like Shane, Jeffrey, or David respected her. Ethan was there for her and would listen to her problems, and she overreacted and ended something great. I agree with this one. Ethan was one of the truest friends that Trisha ever had, and they ruined it, and that's on them, honestly, you know? Next up, Bretman Rock is getting unfunny, and his reality show with MTV was a snooze. I hate to say it, but I agree with this. I just don't really get the Bretman Rock hype. I get it because he's unproblematic, unlike all the other beauty influencers, but I personally don't find him funny. I feel like all he does is just go, bitch, over and over again. And his reality show, people asked me to react to, but it was such a snooze fest. I was like, what do you want me to react to? There's nothing to say here. Maybe it's because he's unproblematic and doesn't create drama. He's just not interesting. Maybe that's it. But I think it's good that he is unproblematic and he's, has good values and stuff like that. I think he's a nice guy. I just personally don't find him as entertaining as everyone else. Although him when he's with his group of friends is a little bit more entertaining. Next one is, Chloe x Halle are not that good. I strongly disagree. Chloe x Halle are the bop, one of the albums of the year of 2020. Please come correct. Or leave. No, I'm kidding. I respect your opinion. Next one is, I'm kind of over Billie Eilish. She's overrated. I don't know. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of her latest 3 singles, Your Power, Lost Cause, and NDA, especially NDA. Your Power I do like. It's kind of a beautiful song. And Lost Cause is okay, but NDA is just not it for me. I'm just not loving her new songs. I still have hope for her new album because it's Billie Eilish, but I'm just not as impressed. I feel like her EP was the best, and then her album was not as good as the EP, but it was good. I feel like she's just kind of on a decline in terms of music, and that's just my personal opinion. Ooh, all the Billie stans are gonna come for me. Next up is, trauma isn't an excuse for bad behavior in general. I definitely agree with this. Gabby Hanna. Ooh, Where did that come from? Yeah, just because you've had a traumatic upbringing, I mean, I've had a traumatic upbringing and I don't walk around acting like an absolute twat. I don't think you can misbehave and treat people like garbage just because you've experienced trauma that affects you. I think you can still be a decent human being, and that's just that on that. Next one is Call Me By Your Name is not a good movie. It's so overrated. I do agree that it's overrated. I think are there better LGBTQ movies out there? I don't know, there's not that many. But I think it was a good movie. I enjoyed it the couple times that I've watched it. Next up is Lana Del Rey's music was better without Jack Antonoff. If you don't know, Jack Antonoff is the music producer for Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Lorde, and like so many other people. And he's amazing. And I think Lana's songs have been really, really good recently. Is it Chemtrails Over the Country Club or Chemtrails with the Country Club? Chemtrails Over the Country Club, whatever. Didn't love that album, but Lust for Life was a good album. And oh my god, Norman effing Rockwell, mint. That album was perfection. Probably her best album in my opinion. But no, I think her music's good still. I think it's equally as good as before. Next up is When I'm Nice to Someone I Hate, I'm Not Being Fake. That's true. It's just you're just being respectful. I agree. You're just being polite. Why be mean to someone if you don't like them? It's not necessary. Next one is Olivia Rodrigo is kind of overrated. I've seen a lot of unpopular opinions around this time about Olivia Rodrigo, which makes sense because her album is pretty recent. I personally love Olivia Rodrigo and I love her music and I think she's totally worth the hype, so I'm gonna have to disagree with this one. No, I think she's great. I love her music. It's not the most innovative thing ever. And yes, she's writing a bunch of songs about the same person, but you know what? She's young. She doesn't have that much life experience. But the songs that she has written are really cool and different, and I like them. And some of them are even mature. So yeah, I used to be a Damon girl, but now rewatching The Vampire Diaries, I actually prefer Stefan. Me too. Damon's annoying. The way that he just constantly like misbehaves and has a tantrum every time Elena like hurts his feelings or breaks up with him is just dramatic. Like she can't even do anything wrong because every time she does, he'll just kill someone. Ugh. Ridiculous. I'm Team Stefan all the way. Not for Elena. I liked Stefan with Caroline. I just like Stefan more than Damon. And that's pretty unpopular. So those of you who say my opinions are never unpopular, take that. Next one is, oh, by the way, I didn't even mention, we're on the Instagram questions now. So follow me on Instagram, the Luke Alexander. The Weeknd sucks. His voice is so annoying and all his songs sound exactly the same. Whew. I used to have this opinion when that annoying song of his, I'm a star boy, like that song was out because I hated that song. But his new album, After Hours, is so good. He actually has another album, like something Balloons, but I don't like that one that much. But his After Hours album is mint, in my opinion. I could see why you think his songs sound the same, but when you really listen to them, they don't. You know here's an unpopular opinion. You know whose album songs all sound the same to me is Madison Beer's album. Ooh, I do not like that album. Ooh, and it was a bit of a flop as well. Next up is I don't think straight men should be chosen to play gay characters. I don't know, it feels icky. When I first read this, I agreed with this, but then I thought about it more and I was like, yeah, but then in the same vein, you could say that gay men shouldn't play straight men. And I don't think that's fair. I think gay men should be able to play straight men in movies and stuff. So if that's the case, it'd be kind of wrong to say that straight men can't play gay men. You know what I mean? It's just like, it is weird though, because like, it's part of your identity. Like you wouldn't have a white person play a black person, but I guess race and sexuality is different because you can. Oh no, is it different? I mean, you're born gay and you're born black. It's not a choice. So yeah, I don't know. If you were gonna say that straight men shouldn't play gay men in movies, then same goes for gay men playing straight men, I think. And that's very limiting because we don't have a lot of movies with gay characters. Next up is there should be more representation of teens with acne in teen shows. Definitely, acne is such a huge thing in teenagehood, so why do not more shows have kids with acne? It's so annoying. And if they have acne, they'll cover it up on the actors, which I just think is wrong. Next up is hate The Office and Parks and Rec. I like The Office and Parks and Rec, but I'm not obsessed with it like everyone else. So I'm on the fence with this one. Doja Cat is overrated. Okay, I definitely disagree with this one. Her new album, Planet Her. Oh my god, that album slaps. Get into it, yeah. I listen to that all the time. I literally listened to it like for weeks straight when it first came out. I'm so obsessed with it. So I disagree. Selena Gomez is actually really talented and she makes bomb music. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree on this one. I just can't get into Selena Gomez's music. I don't know why. I wish I could because she's such a lovely human being, but I'm just not I just don't vibe with her music. Alrighty guys, before we get into the next dramas, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, Grammarly. Grammarly is an all-in-one writing tool that helps you improve your productivity and saves you time when you have multiple assignments to complete. Grammarly is free to download and easy to integrate into your daily life through a browser extension with Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and whatever other browser you use. It works where you work, such as Google Docs, and helps you to save time and work more efficiently for any of your assignments. You can save time proofreading your important essays and resumes by using Grammarly to double check your work so you don't lose out on any of those easy marks, including spelling, grammar, punctuation, and more. You can use Grammarly's word count feature on the Grammarly editor to help you save time to know if you meet your paper requirements. And instead of using multiple websites to find synonyms for overused words, use Grammarly Premium for vocabulary suggestions. I use Grammarly personally when I'm drafting up emails or important pitches or scripts for videos, and it really helps me think of new words to say and checks my grammar and punctuation and spelling because I'm really not great at that stuff. So Grammarly really comes in clutch and saves me with that. And if you're a college student or a high school student, you really need to use Grammarly. It'll save you so much time and make your essays and papers and homework just so much better. So save time on your assignments and essays with Grammarly. Go to grammarly.com/Luke to sign up for a free account. And if you'd like to get extra features, upgrade to Grammarly Premium for 20% off to help you save time and work more efficiently. Thank you so much, Grammarly, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into the video. We're onto the YouTube community tab questions now, so make sure that you are subscribed and have that post notifications bell on so that you never miss that. Lesbians and bisexual women are probably the most sexualized group in the LGBTQ+ community, and people only accept them when they adhere to the male gaze or are aesthetic and cute enough to be tolerable. Whew, that's a heavy one, but I definitely agree with it. I think that when it's a butch lesbian, men are like, oh, it's a lesbian, whereas like it's a femme lesbian, they're like, oh, it's hot, like make out with other girls and stuff. So yeah, I think they're only accepted when they adhere to the male gaze is definitely true. But that's the same thing with like with gay men. When gay men are masked, everybody accepts it. They're like, oh, you're not like other gay guys, like that's cool, you know what I mean? So it's like a serious issue that needs to be addressed. When a man is bi, people assume he's just gay, and when a woman is bi or lesbian, people assume she's straight and hasn't found the right man yet. Society is just centered around the male validation and approval. Yeah, definitely. Everything comes back to being around for the male gaze and being centered around male satisfaction, which is just sexist and wrong and misogynistic, and it's just one word: society. But like in all seriousness, like society's effed up, guys. But we can be the change we want to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. I think he said that. Next up, you do not owe your parents a relationship once you're financially stable adult if they are toxic. Just because two people help to give birth to you does not mean that they deserve your love and devotion if they're emotionally damaged you. You are allowed to disown your family and follow your own path. I definitely agree with this. Obviously, when you're living with your parents and they're paying for your life, even though that's like, they should do that because they brought you into the world, but that's another story for another time, you should respect them. But when you are financially stable and out of home, I don't feel like you owe your parents anything if they treated you like crap and they are the reason for a lot of your trauma. Just because somebody gave birth to you doesn't mean you owe them anything. Anybody can, well, not anybody, because obviously there's people with fertility issues, but a lot of people can spawn a child. It's not hard. Next one is losing weight is not fat phobic, and if a person wants a six-pack or whatever, they should go get it without getting crucified by the body positivity movement. Yes, I definitely agree with this one. I think there's like this weird flip side of like people saying they want to lose weight and everybody's like, that's fat phobic, or like, why don't you just be body positive about yourself? Like, what happens if I am body positive about myself? So I'm going to treat my body healthily and lose some weight so I can be a healthy weight. Being overweight to a certain extent is not healthy. So I think that people need to just butt out of people's business when it comes to their weight. But that being said, like, maybe just don't talk about your weight. Don't talk about like, oh my God, I'm so fat, I need to lose weight. Don't go to somebody and be like, oh my God, have you lost weight? Oh my God, have you gained weight? Like, let's just like be body neutral and just not talk about people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? Your body is your business and your doctor's business. Next one is Trisha Peters never deserved the redemption arc the internet tried to give them during frenemies. Yes, they did the bare minimum by calling people like James Charles and David Dobrik out, but the entire time they remained problematic by continually making anti-Semitic remarks. They haven't really changed, and the way they're continually still not really owning up for their part of frenemies ending and continually bashing Ethan shows that. I definitely agree. People were very quick to be like, oh my God, I love Trisha Peters now, like on the Trisha Peters train, just because they were calling out problematic people and saying like a few woke things. But like, let's not forget all the problematic things they've done in the past and the fact that they're still doing problematic things now. They really haven't changed all that much, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think that it's a bit ridiculous that people were so quick to forgive them, but then they hold other people to higher standards. Like they hold women to higher standards, or they hold like black creators to higher standards. You know, it's very misogynistic and racist when it comes to people holding people to different standards. Like men who are white usually get away with the most, or I guess Trisha Peters, who's somebody who is just seen as problematic. So people are like, oh, it's Trisha Peters, that's just par for the course. But I don't think that's right. Next up, we have, I think people are way too nosy. Like people don't care if someone they don't know died, but they bust their ass off fighting because a fetus/cell that they never knew about, or even knew the parent that they decided to get an abortion. I think what you're trying to say is like, why do people care about somebody getting an abortion when they don't care about a random person dying? I agree to a certain extent. I think abortion is okay, and it's up to the person getting the abortion. It's their body, their choice. Unless the baby has like a heart, then that's a little bit scary. But I'm pretty sure like there's like a limit as to when you can get an abortion. But at the end of the day, it's not my body, it's not my choice. But yeah, it is a bit random that there's people out there like that don't give a flying F about the people dying and starving in Africa, but they'll care about all the black people dying by police brutality or the trans people dying by violence against them, but then they care about these cells in a body that are not even a human yet being terminated. Just, it makes no sense. It's a bit backwards thinking in my opinion. Next one is, I don't get how people put their business on the internet and then when someone has an opinion about it or something to say, they get mad and say it's none of your business, but they should have never put it in there in the first place. I agree. If you're gonna make your relationship public, if you're gonna make your children public, if you're gonna make your career public, and then expect criticism and don't say it's none of your business because you made it people's business by putting it on the internet. Next up is, I think Taylor Swift is commercially appreciated but artistically underrated. Like she has been the most successful solo act for over a decade and is still just as powerful, yet so many people just don't want to admit her many talents and that she is the legendary artist of our time and era, just like Michael Jackson was and still is considered a legend. I agree, because I love Taylor Swift and I think she's a lyrical genius and she's an amazing singer, and the fact that she's withstood the test of time for over a decade and managed to stay relevant for that long and reinvent herself so many times is amazing, and she does not get enough credit where credit is due. But didn't she win like Artist of the Decade at like the AMAs or something? So like she did get credit, you know what I mean? But maybe like she deserves a bit more. So I do agree with that one. The concept of Democrats and Republicans in the US are meaningless. Politics is complex and on a spectrum. It's the reason why politics in America is so divisive, where one side hates the other. I definitely agree. I think politics, like everything else in life, is on a spectrum, and it's hard to like put somebody in a box, but that's what American politics does. You're either a Republican or a Democrat. More often than not, there's no in between, which sucks because it's we need to have people that represent everyone's views, you know? Next up is, people criticize the treatment of celebrities like Britney and Lindsay Lohan, but are just as ruthless and disrespectful now with influencers. I disagree. I don't think it's as harsh as the way that Lindsay and Britney were treated. For one, there's now laws in place when it comes to the paparazzi to a certain extent, and influencers, it's like, it's hard for me to feel sorry for them. But no, I'm kidding. Yes, I disagree with people showing up to influencers' houses and all that kind of stuff and, treating them horribly and bullying them and stuff, but I don't think anybody in the public eye has been treated as badly as Britney Spears. I could be wrong. Let me know down below. Next up is the fact that the beauty community is still kicking shows that YouTube community cannot function without their constant drama. That's true. I feel like the beauty community thrives on drama, and it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for it. But then there's also channels like drama channels that are literally built on drama that wouldn't exist without it. I'd like to think I still would, because I make reaction videos and videos like this and commentary videos, but I do take part in drama as well, so I don't want to be a bit hypocritical, so I'll acknowledge that. But yeah, this channel is literally built on drama. Next one is basically saying that bi and multisexual women shouldn't say, ew, I have a boyfriend, or sadly I like men, and trash the fact that they're with a man. It's wrong. I agree with that. I think they just do it to be trendy, like the whole like, I hate men, all men are trash thing. They just want to seem trendy and cool, but it's not. It's weird. Don't insult the person you're in a relationship with like that. Next one is, it's okay to be selfish. Sometimes you have to put your own needs in front of others, and that's okay. I agree. You can't fill from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people. That's just the way it works. Next one is, the government should not be relaxing all the COVID rules. Things have completely opened up here, like clubs and COVID cases have started to spike again despite people being vaccinated. I'm torn about this one because I feel like we can't keep people locked up forever. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for people's mental health. But at the same time, it's like, this virus isn't over. But at the same time, it's like, will it ever be over? You know, I'm very torn about this one. So I'm gonna be neutral. I'm gonna be Switzerland on this one. You guys go off in the comments down below. And that being said, that was the final unpopular opinion for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts on all the unpopular opinions. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media so you can be a part of the next unpopular opinion video. Or if you just want to see what I get up to when I'm not on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. And once again, thank you so much to Grammarly for sponsoring this video. Click that link in the description. And yeah, guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see my next one. And as always, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye!